Hello fellow traders, this is Paul Lummel. Got a new stock here, UAMY, U.S. Antimony Corporation. And this one I believe is probably reacting because of the tariff news and potentially being cut off some supply from China with the rare earth minerals. So this is probably why this is popping right there. There's a decent cycle set up on it. I'll get to it in 1 minute. But first, before we dive in, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Really helps us reach more traders like you and keeps you updated on our latest trading tips. Also, we're looking for talent, maybe someone who's not locked into their own way of trading and is open to exploring a new outside-the-box form of cycle-based trading, which we use to swing trade equities and day trade indexes, SPY, QQQ, and futures. If you have any interest in that, DM me through our social media or email me at paul@bitcoinatradingclub.com and I'll give you more information. Now, breaking down the cycles on this is a also has a long-term cycle on it, but the short-term, as far as the last couple years, we had a 9 BMI setup vector of 1 in 2021 and pulled back into the cup. We had a TM4 cycle, Cat 1 on that. Cat 2 was a TM7, and that oftentimes will bottom it out after a big downtrend. That pretty much squeezed all the downtrend out of it, TM7 cycle. And then we had a pop to the TY2 cycle, the 3.5 year cycle. You can see it pull back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 8 bars or so. Again, generally we like to look for about 5 to 15 bars down on a pullback from a primary cycle. So a lot of times that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you have maybe 4 bars pop and then another one down. We're only counting down bars pullback from that TSS. So that's a very powerful signal sometimes coming off of a primary cycle set. So you can see right here we already had a very big breakout. It's already up 500% out of the base. But it's just getting out of this key psychological price point to 250. And with the left-hand side BMI, I think this can go pretty far. Question is how long will it take. It didn't take very long over here. Again, 9 BMI off the lows was basically about a month. And again, we have some long-term cycles. I'll go over here in a second too. If you're unfamiliar with any of the trading terms I'm using, you can find our club lingo at bitcoinatradingclub.club/lingo. Okay, looking at the long-term cycles on it, we have actually have a TY4 cycle, a 10 to 13 year cycle, coming off of the 2012 peak or so. It's about 10 years is inside of that TSS spike right there. So it's a 10 to 13 year cycle. And you can see it just came out of that around the 150 mark, came back and retested it there at the 35 of May. Again, this is on the weekly scale. But being that we're getting outside of that key, that's a mega cycle on that. You know, and if we get up here, blue sky, let's look over the BMI over here. It rocketed out of that base by 900% in 3.5 months. So can it do that over here? I don't know. No telling. But right now it's got some good momentum. And I would not be surprised to see significant congestion over here for months, potentially around that $5 pre-breakout or $5 post-breakout. But overall, good chart. You know, this is one of those C-rated trades just because of the high volatility. It's not something you put your life savings in, but this one can make you some money, especially on the options if you bought the options right. So, good looking stock, and you know, it gets outside of that $5 PPP. This thing can rock and roll. If you're interested in our trading style and want to join the club or get one-on-one coaching, head over to cycletradingtraining.com. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.